I hope we're all well. I hope everybody's well. I know it's pretty early. What time are we at in Ireland? Because obviously us Finnish people. It is 11. It's 11 o'clock in the morning in Ireland. Half 11. So excuse me. In Ireland. I know it's probably a bit early for a lot of people on a Sunday morning. Time here in Helsinki. Time feels a lot because it's long. Like pretty much it's middle of the day, pretty much dark. It's bright now, but in the evening time it's pretty dark. And then obviously too, it's just, it's not nice at the moment. Hopefully it's not snowing. If it was snowing, I'd probably be gone. I'd be dead. But thankfully it's not snowing yet. But no, it's great scenery and stuff. You see, finally getting around to just relaxing a bit. Imagine I'm here since Thursday, and this is probably the first time I kind of just sat back and relaxed for a few minutes. Oh yes, hello you. How you doing? That was kept very quiet, wasn't it? No, there's a lot to be said about that. It's probably going to be a lot to be said the next few months about that one. I see. That's some way of putting it, but there's a lot to be said about it. There's a lot. I probably wait until I come back and I talk about the whole shebang. Because it was a 6-minute conversation. Obviously there's some things I won't say that we talked about, because I was talking to her for 6 minutes. It wasn't just I got a photo and stuff. I was talking to her for a good lot of time compared to the rest of the people that were there, like whoever she was talking to. She pretty much only said hello to them, took a photo, and then that was it. But with me, she spent it was nearly 7 minutes or so, give or take. So it was very good of her, first of all. Because again, she had to go off to another event in Helsinki University. So it's very good of her, and she went out of her way to do it too. So I have a lot of respect for the woman after that, because not many politicians would go out of their way. Like, she went out of her way, like really went out of her way to do it. So I'm very grateful for that, but I talk about it a lot. But yeah, so finally getting around to relax a bit. Hopefully don't fall into the sea. That would be not a great experience. But yeah, no, it's a great views. I've been walking around just the forest pretty much. Even though it's the city, but pretty much I've been walking around a few of these tracks along the sea. This is the sea. So, hello Max, how are we doing? It was a great honour. I don't know what more to say about it. There's a lot to be said about it, but I wait until I come back. There's a lot to be said. But yeah, no, it's cold, but it's not snow, thankfully. I was thinking it'd be snow, but thankfully there's no snow yet. Not yet, but it is cold. I can find it in my hands. Even though it's, I don't know how much degrees now. When are you home? I'm hoping that I'll be home tomorrow. I was only here for a few days anyway. Hopefully I'll be home tomorrow. Things going well. Give or take. I should be back, but it will obviously take a day or two just to get my composure back, I suppose. Because I'm in that. I don't know if anybody's seen the video last night. Like at the moment, like yesterday, it was like this actually happened. That I couldn't, like the first minute of me talking to her, I was just kind of like to myself, is this actually happening? Am I actually in front of her? That's the kind of the day. That was basically a minute of the conversation. I was kind of just awestruck, I suppose, that she was right in front of me. I know it sounds such like an idiotic thing to say, but it was it's hard to put into words, but you're speechless pretty much. If that makes any sense. If that makes any sense. So basically, for a minute of that conversation, that was about 7 minutes. I was basically speechless. I didn't really have any words to describe or say. Thankfully, I did regain my composure after a few minutes, thankfully. It's chilly here right now. Just making sure, sorry, because it's hard to see in the phone comments and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it was great, a great event. As I say, I talk about it more tomorrow. No, well, not tomorrow, but whenever I get around to it, because it's better for me to be sitting down talking about it. I pretty much just came on to say hello and hello. I can't pronounce, but hello, how are you doing? Sorry, I'm terrible at pronouncing names. But yeah, it was something else to be doing, I think, yesterday. Yeah, funny enough, it's my mother's birthday today too. So she came with me to Finland too. I brought her for her birthday too. She's 65 today. That's basically why I'm out too at the moment. I have time because she's gone out shopping. You're right in that, you're a fortune teller. So she's gone out to do a bit of shopping. There's a local shopping centre here just outside Helsinki. She's gone to basically do a bit of shopping. She's already bought a few clothes because I was just on the phone to her there about 2 minutes ago, just when I was walking around, just to make sure she didn't get lost, Andy. So that's where she is. So it's pretty much a double thing. So she's enjoying herself. I was with her this morning and stuff. Of course, we went out for breakfast and stuff. We'll probably go out for dinner later on. But obviously, me going back tomorrow, there won't be too much more we'll be doing. But yeah, I could get a free house. Yeah, I told him that, but I don't think it would work, unfortunately. But yeah, no, it's great scenery here. Like my hotel too is not too far away from here. Like I'm looking out at the sea. This is the sea, the Gulf of Finland, pretty much. So Russia's not too far away too. So I have to be a bit careful of Putin that he doesn't blow me up. But you know, these big telephone, well not telephone, but these big electricity wires or something there. So they're absolutely massive, just going across the water and stuff. But yeah, it's like loads of people ask me why is there no snow. Imagine there's no snow here in Finland in November. Usually there is, thankfully there isn't. Because I would be dead at the moment if there was. But no, it was only me that went to the thing. But long story short, I was invited. I was going to go to the university Helsinki, the other thing that she was going to too. But I just didn't. I didn't bother because it would be too much to be honest to go to the two. Because basically it was one after the other. The event that I went to and met her at, you know, that was a few hours. If that makes any sense. And then the next one would have been an hour, and so it would have been too much. To be totally honest with you, and to be totally truthful with you. So yeah. But you know, there's a lot of people to be thanked when I get home and stuff like that. Because a lot of people, I kind of knew it. I said it yesterday. I kind of knew it before I arrived that there wasn't the works and stuff. So I pretty much knew from early this week about it that you know it was pretty much guaranteed unless something really bad happened. Because you know it's supposed the thing that could have happened. She could have, because again she was in the United States there. She flew back to Finland for the effect for this because she's basically on a book tour of Finland at the moment. Even though she, you know, a lot of people say she probably still should have started here first, but that's where she was in the United States and then came back here. So what was basically talked about too, that you know with the strikes and with the government cuts, but that didn't happen. But you know that's what I'm saying. That could have happened, but it didn't. But everything worked out. What I'm trying to say. I can send them a card, yeah. I can't do it at the moment, because would you believe there's literally no such thing really as cards around here in this place? Because I was trying to get postcards for somebody, and there's no postcards to be found anywhere. It's like postcards have gone out of fashion, it seems. But yeah, no, Kev, I'm in Finland and Helsinki. It kind of might look a bit like Ireland. Because there's no snow. Like usually there would be snow and it would be miserable. That's what I think. Oh, you sent it to me. I don't know. We can wait until I get back in, and then we can sort that out. But yeah, so I don't think anybody ever thought that would happen because I kept it so secret. I didn't tell anybody about it pretty much. But yeah, no, it was a great honour. I'm very humbled by it. To be totally honest with you, I don't know really what to tell you, because I'm kind of in that sense, as I said yesterday. Yesterday was kind of like, did this actually really happen? Does that make any sense? That was my feeling yesterday. Did this actually happen? Am I dreaming? Am I, just dreaming in a dream or something? I'm just like in disbelief that it actually happened. That's the stage of, I'm at disbelief. Because it's unbelievable. It really, really is. So, but yeah, how are we all doing? How is things in Ireland? I've been keeping up to date a bit and stuff. But basically, since I came Thursday evening to Finland here, it was very late when I arrived Thursday evening in Helsinki. A lot was going on pretty much. But the good thing about it is, I'm very much, see, when the whole book came out, it came out Thursday, just as I was getting on the plane. Thankfully I got her book, because it came out Thursday in Ireland. So I went 14 pages when I got it first that morning. And then I went up to 102 pages when I was on the page. So from 14 pages to 102. That's how much I got read in 3 hours, which is good. Well, the secret side, there's no snow. It won't walk here, but there's no asylum seekers, because there's not going to give them anything. Yeah, I seen somebody was got for some kind of bomb or some fell from abroad or something. I'm not too sure of all the information, but it's been hard to keep up to date with everything. But I tell you, it's bitterly cold here. But yeah, sorry about that, apologies, I just didn't want to disturb. But see, the thing about Finnish people, they don't like to be disturbed, they don't like people talking. They like their peace and quiet. And everybody can respect that, of course. So that's why they like Irish people, because because a lot of Americans are just very loud. I had one Finnish person say that to me the other day, because there was an American in front of me at the airport. Must have come from some part of the United States, but they were talking very, very loud, and a lot of people didn't appreciate that. A lot of Finnish people just didn't appreciate it, because they don't want people that are loud. They like their peace and quiet and tranquility in nature, etc. That's why I'm trying to be respectful, instead of shouting around the place. But yeah, so no other fun with anybody, no other news. But hello Louise, how are you doing? Yeah, Finnish people are very quiet. Like, they are very, very quiet. They're very reserved. But when you get to know them, see, it's all about with Finnish people. It's all about trust. When you have trust, they have trust in you. It takes time to build that trust, over like the people I knew in the Social Democrats and stuff, people that Sanna Marin knew, etc. I'm very good, thank you. I'm very, very good. A bit cold at the moment, but good. Yeah, what was I trying to say? What was I saying? Yeah, but see, I get distracted, then I forget what I'm saying. Yeah, Finnish people are all about trust. Like, they have the trust in you, and a lot of people did trust in me. And that's how I got to meet Sanna Marin, pretty much, because people trusted me, and they knew I was not a bad person, and they had a good intentions, etc. If that makes any sense, and that's really what it's all about here in Finland. If they can trust you, like, nothing else matters. Money and stuff doesn't matter. It's all about, can they trust you, and that's the whole part of society here. It's all about trust. That's the main thing. Let me just see, so I'm just making sure that everything's good. You can see it's hard to, I'm used to live streaming on computers and not on phones, but anyway. You probably can see in my nose, my nose is one a good bit. But yeah, just looking at old factories and stuff, like I'm not too far away from here and stuff. Like, there's loads of factories around this part of Helsinki, gold factories. I think that used to be, what was it? Somebody told me what it was. There's a few around the place. It is a national holiday, actually. No, it's not. Well, not a national holiday. There's some kind of event on today in Finland. I can't remember. But there's loads. Basically, the whole place is full of Finnish flags. No, I'm not on coke, James. No, I'm not on coke. Not at all. But yeah, there's loads of Finnish flags. There's ducks. We'll go and look at some ducks. If the camera would zoom in, that would be appreciated. Well, the camera doesn't want to zoom in. For whatever reason, doesn't want to go any further than that. But yeah, there's ducks. They're having the life of Wiley around here. They wouldn't be having the life of Wiley if it was snowing, if it was freezing. Because if it was freezing, the whole water would be frozen everywhere. Like it literally would be frozen. Literally every part of this would be frozen. That's the presidential flag. That's not the only Finnish flag. That's the presidential flag. The military flag. Finland has two flags, pretty much. You could say they have two flags, but there's one with the Finnish, what would you call it, state logo. Well, we have like the harp in the way Irish government documents, etc., have the harp. The Finnish one is like a lion, I suppose. You've probably seen it before, but basically the Finnish flag has two. There's the presidential one, and then there's the only Finnish flag, which is the one over there. That's the presidential one. We'll go a bit further. No, he wasn't. No, my parents wouldn't. Like my father, obviously, he's an elderly man. He's 72, so no, sorry, 73. He wouldn't be fit to get on planes for 3 hours, etc. And I don't think he would want to come. He like just is happy where he is, I suppose. Even though I asked him to come, not this time, but I asked him the first time I came here, would he come? He didn't want to come. See, he's on loads of tablets and stuff. And I get it. The man at 73, you know, he gets it hard to go into town, let him know, and go to Finland, you know. But my mother wasn't there too. She was out shopping yesterday too, when I was meeting Santa Marin. Even though I planned to come here alone, but she wanted to go away for her birthday, and I agreed, of course. But pretty much I've been on my own the majority of the day, apart from today. The last few days I've been here, or there, and everywhere, talking to people, etc. People that I met here before, and the whole shebang, pretty much it's been non-stop. This is pretty much the only time I have today, just to relax, just for a few minutes. Like I relaxed there earlier on, just went for a small ponder. No, I didn't show him the photo, but because he doesn't have internet or stuff. He doesn't even know how to text and stuff and like the phones. So I'd be talking to him at some stage. No, I was talking to him yesterday briefly for a few minutes, but I'd probably be chatting to him at the end of the week. But I would show him the photo, but I assume the news has already got out, because it's well talked about at the moment. Shockingly enough, it is well talked about. Because it was said that like it's in the community group in my home area. It's in the community movement by me and Santa Marin. And then it's in some other Cavan group about me meeting Santa Marin. And literally this was only an hour after it happened. And I was already in the group, so it could be in the fucking local paper, for all I know. Because that's how much of a thing it is, pretty much. It's got legs of its own, pretty much, what I'm trying to say. What's Finnish for you? I will say what Santa Marin said. She had great respect for Ireland, in terms of our writers, particularly our artists, etc., our musicians, etc. What she said pretty much is that Ireland has done a lot for the world, and she has a lot of respect for Irish people, and for Ireland too. That's what she said. Nearly what first thing she said, pretty much too, when she found out who I was and where I was from. That was one of the first things she said, so she's very positive about Ireland. I would say pro Ireland, that's about right. But yeah, the majority of Finnish people are very, very happy to see Irish people. But kind of a lot of Irish people and a lot of other people, if that makes any sense. Let me see, sorry. Let me see. Sorry. Where am I here, though? See, this is the worst thing about live streaming on phones. It's just how sometimes it clicks up and then it fucks up. But yeah, they're obsessed about bikes here. But pretty much people are. Well, I didn't tell her too much about that, but it's pretty much the whole of Europe. It's not just Ireland too. But I think she probably can gather a lot, pretty much too. But no, she had very positive views on Ireland. And the majority of Finnish people, all the Finnish people, the people I know from Finland, love Ireland. I wonder a few of them wanted to come to Ireland. I don't really see that possible, to be totally honest with you. Because how unsafe Dublin is. Like, I'm walking around here in Helsinki. I'm a stranger in the city. And I was walking out here when I arrived in Finland. Well, what time was it? It was like nearly, when I finally got to the hotel, etc., it was 1 o'clock in the morning. It was pitch black. And no hassle at all. Nobody hassled, nobody's, attacked me, nobody done anything. I couldn't do that in Dublin, if that makes any sense. Because it would be too dangerous. Like, it would be far too dangerous to walk around any part of Dublin at night at 1 o'clock in the morning. I wouldn't walk around during the day, let alone at night time. But so the majority of Finnish people, every really Finnish person, first of all, they're surprised that an Irish person's here, because they don't get many Irish people up here. So they're all very surprised when they're here. So yeah, but so that's pretty much. How long am I live? 22 minutes. We'll go for another few minutes anyway. We have time. It is currently 2 o'clock now in Helsinki. It would be discussed as far right, having finished, like having your national flag up. Like in Ireland, that's considered all right. I was just saying that to people this morning. The person I knew here from here. I was saying in Ireland, if you put an Irish flag up, that's extremism. You're worse than God knows who. We probably can go up this way. Which way should I go? Just trying to think what's the best way to go for something. We'll go back by the river. That's probably the best way, because it's only streets and stuff up there. No hand grenades around anyway. I wasn't in many. I was in a few museums. I went to the Moomin exhibition. 2 Finnish flags in one place. I didn't see that other Finnish flag, but there's 2 Finnish flags here. Like, that's in Ireland, that's scandalous, having 2 flags, like having 2 national flags here, like flying up. That's scandalous. That's considered heresy at the moment in Ireland if you have 2 national Irish flags, tricolours flying. That's terrifying. The media goes mad when they see 2 Irish flags flying, or any flag flying anyway. Did I see Santa? No. But originally, when this was talked about, because it's been talked about since pretty much I came here in May, because we all knew I knew Santa Maril's book was coming out in November. I knew that she was going to be at this event. I knew that she would hold an event in Finland to mark her book. So pretty much I knew about it since May. So that's how long the plans have been in the works. It's not just after happening last week. This has been planned months in advance. But basically the stone was set in this week, if that makes sense. Like, the plan was there, but there was, we didn't have the action behind it, I suppose. The hope and action, as they say. No, this has been planned for months, pretty much. The lovely people, the shy people they won't talk to you unless you talk to them. And of course, unless they trust you. That's the main thing. I don't think anything else matters to them. Um, and as long as you're not too loud, of course. Um, but, so, see. But originally, just going back to James' question there, originally it was talked about going up to Lapland. And I did think about it. I thought about it for a good while the other day. No, not the other day, but back a few months ago. Just after my Kelly, I don't know when it was, but July, June, something like that. I remember saying to one of the people here that I would like to go up to Lapland, to go up to Rovaniemi in November. But of course, then the big thing was, and I tell you this is the next part of it, that the presidential election, I didn't know when that would fall, because the Irish Constitution states there has to be before next Tuesday, this Tuesday coming. So at the time when this was being planned out in May and July, we didn't know when the presidential election would be. And of course, it was just going to spoil my vote anyway, so it didn't really matter. But at the time, we didn't know that. We didn't know who was going to be up for the election, etc. Because it was very early in the way. We didn't know pretty much to the last month who was going to be on the ballot paper. But basically, that was the only reason why I didn't go to Lapland, because I would have went to Rovaniemi after I'd seen Santa, etc., by train. But obviously, that didn't work out because of the presidential election. That's pretty much the only reason why that didn't happen. I thought about doing that, but the election pretty much put a hold on that. So, but most likely it's not going to happen for a long, long time, particularly because if it didn't happen now, it wouldn't have happened. It won't happen probably next year, definitely. So only for that, I didn't. But no, that's what I'm saying. If I would have got I know that sounds dangerous, but if I would have. If I would have went for it, but see, we didn't know with the presidential election. That was the main thing. If that makes any sense, none of that make any sense, but yeah. Hello, what's it? I can't even see it, sorry. Hello, Bucket, I think it is. Sorry, hello, how are you doing? Hope we're well. Sorry, good morning to if anybody's from Ireland. Good morning, sorry. It's 2 o'clock here. It's about, what time is it, I hope? Is this a bicycle shed? No, this is not a bicycle shed. It is 12 o'clock at home, and it's 2 o'clock here. But yeah. But yeah, there's a good lot of people here going from Helsinki to Rovaniemi on the train or getting a flight, but they're spending the day or two here. It is very mild still, like a lot of people are expecting snow. I was expecting snow, to be totally honest with you. I was expecting snow. It's a bit upsetting too, there's no snow, but what can you do? The mission was accomplished, that's about it, as I said. But yeah, I'm going back to just Santa Mountain for a second. No, I'm very grateful to Santa Mountain, of course, for taking the time. It really made my year. So I'm very, very joyed. I don't know if you can see, I'm very joyed. I'm trying to keep composure. But yeah, I'm very happy about it. So. Yeah, well, it can happen anytime. Sorry for that. I don't want to disturb people and when they're out just chilling. I don't want to do that because again, I'm a guest in their country. I have to be respectful. That's the main thing about here. You have to be respectful. Even though I spent a good bit of money and stuff, you have to be respectful. because it isn't cheap to come here, of course. It's very, very expensive to come here, but it was worth it in the end. I think I would have done it 2 times over. I'm happy enough with it. If I'm not happy, I'm over the moon with it. That's the best word to put. And not just happy enough, it's over the moon. So I would have spent 6 more times if I had to. Like, I would have spent double the amount I spent. Even though it was an awful lot of money I spent to get here. I would have spent it again in a heartbeat. I wouldn't think about it. I'm very joyed about it, so it's a good thing. It's a good thing to say, let's put that. Because there's too much there's too much negativity in the world and stuff. How much for a pint? Well, my mother had like this morning the breakfast. She had a Heideggen, a Heideggen can, like a can, just not a pint, but a Heideggen can, at her hotel, because it's her birthday. She said to have it for her birthday, and that was $8.50 for a can of Heideggen. Like, obviously I don't drink, so I don't know, but usually a pint is about 10 to 15 euros, something like that here. So it is quite expensive. Alcohol is very, very expensive. And you can't get strong alcohol either, because it's in the government-run shops. There's great limits on alcohol here. Because obviously back in the day, Finland, a lot of people were alcoholics. Oh, did you enjoy it? Yeah, I forgot all about that. How did you enjoy it, Fiona? Sorry. Sorry, I have a fog in my throat there. I was talking a lot yesterday too. So you have to bear with me. You did, but that's great. See, I didn't want to really talk too much about it, for obvious reasons, I suppose. But that's good. As long as you enjoyed yourself, that's the main thing. But yeah. Oh no, I'm over the moon. I can't really tell you. To be totally honest with you, I hate to admit it. Well, not hate to admit it. I suppose being honest with people, because you have to be honest in life. To be totally honest, like I think honest is the best policy. Like I did tear up a bit after she went away, etc., etc. I did tear up a bit. I'm not going to lie to you. I know that sounds embarrassing. Might sound a bit weird, but I did tear up a bit. It's really tough. I have, yeah, because I'm going to tear up again. But yeah, no, it's a great moment. I'm forever grateful for it. So. But yeah, so we're live for 33 minutes. I do appreciate everybody sticking with me. I know it's probably boring. It's just me chatting and we're just kind of just chilling. Because it's been a very eventful few days. And obviously I'm not the best traveller too. What I mean by that is, I do it every, like this is the first time I've been away from Ireland in all my life for 2 times, like 2 times in a year. Tear me up. Jeez, what did I do? I didn't do anything wrong, James. Jesus. Don't do that now. Please and thank you. Keto, as I said. Sorry about that. Just no, I didn't want, again, I don't want to distract Finnish people. Um, Again, they like the peace and quiet, so I don't want to be like on the phone. Because it's disrespectful too here. Like if you're in a public building or you're talking on the phone, etc. People don't like people having a big conversation when you're in a museum or a library or something like that. Or library in general too, you're supposed to be quiet. But if you're in a museum or you're in, if you're in, take for example, a train is a great example. Or if you're in an airport in Helsinki airport, they just want their peace and quiet. And they don't really want people on the phone. Like on the trains here in Finland, when I went up to Tampere in May, like there's a place that you can go in to like talk on the phone and stuff. Like there's a special compartment just so you don't disturb people. So they like the quietness and the peace. And I think everybody can agree with that. It's very pleasant. Like I was over earlier on over there in the distance. I was going to bring you over that way, but I was already over there earlier on. So, but it's just forest and it's just peace and quiet because I'm beside a road here too. It's a lot more quieter over there. It's just birds and loads of animals and stuff. Yeah, Japanese people from Finnish people and Japanese people have a good relationship. Due to the movements, which I believe out of all everything else, the movements, they have a good relationship between them on that. So. Hello, what's up? Let's up. How are you doing? I hope you're well. I don't have any kids, so. But I think I've done well in life, considering how bad I was in like primary school. No, not bad. What I mean by bad is particularly we met the health struggles. I'm very lucky to be here, to be told. I'm very lucky to still be here, and I'm grateful that I'm still here. I'm grateful that I got the help I did back then, because I went through a very, very tough time in first year secondary school. I'm very lucky to be here. Because it was desperate times back then. Jeez, it was awful stuff. Desperate. It was like there's no word to describe but desperate. Like just the sheer hopelessness I felt in life. The sheer just it's not even worth saying. It's just everything felt hopeless. So I think I've done very well to get out of that and to get to this point, I suppose. That's what I mean. Because unfortunately, so many young people, like particularly young men, they've never got this far. They've ended their life before it begun, and that's a sad thing to think about because it's sadly the reality too. I'm grateful that I'm still here. So I think I've done myself proud by being here. Yeah, everything's looking up from that house. If that's what they say in the Simpsons. But we'll go for another little ponder just for a second. Hello Emma, how are you doing? Good to see you. Sorry if I'm missing anybody too. It's just hard to keep track on the phone. But no, I think I've done well. I don't mean to gloat to myself. I don't have a big PhD, or I don't really have any. I don't have a house space to say, look, I worked, I don't know, as a professor or something like that. But I think I've done myself proud for getting out of that tough spot in life and being here. And appreciating a lot more in life, because there's a lot more to life than worries and anxieties and stuff. There's a lot more to be seen in life, and I think I've done myself proud. I don't mean to gloat. But I've done myself proud in a lot of cases. I'm proud of myself that I got through that tough time. So if I did have kids in the morning, I think they would be proud of me. If they look back on what I went through when I was in first year and stuff like that, even just before that and after too, I think they would be very proud. And I think they would be proud because it was a tough old battle to get through all that. And then not even that other stuff I went through over the last few years. I didn't know I was going to get through it either, but yeah, I got through it, but that's the thing. And I think that's the main thing, I did get through it. And that's the thing. But yeah. But I've made mistakes in life, of course, we all have. But it's about becoming a better person, learning from your mistakes and becoming a better person. And I think that's the main thing about life. That you learn from your mistakes, you try and become a better person. And I think that's the beauty of life too. Very physiological stuff, but yeah. I hope that answers your question and stuff, but that's just the way I say it. I know I go into long, complicated words, I suppose, but what's that stick? Yeah. I think that's an underground bunker. Yeah. I think that's one of the. There was this 10,000 bomb shelters and stuff in Helsinki, and there's nuclear bunkers, etc. So this area here is the office kind of sector. A lot of offices, etc. But yeah, there's Finnish flags just everywhere. They're like the bicycles, you know. Bicycle lanes literally just everywhere. But yeah, no, it's a tough, and I don't mean to say it, but it is tough being a young person nowadays. I know my father and stuff went through terrible stuff too when he was younger and stuff. But now with social media and stuff like that, and Sana was saying it too in her speech too the other day, and she's right in saying, I'm not going to sit here and say she's not wrong, but she is right. That I see a lot of stuff about particularly Sana Marin and stuff online, just to take for example. Like it's horrible, disgusting stuff, whatever about your opinion of her being Prime Minister or whatever. You know, I've seen stuff about her daughter and stuff that's been just awful stuff about a 7-year-old child. Like, people who write this stuff, there's definitely something very wrong with them. Because this is a 7-year-old child, and she has nothing to do with Santa Marin. You know, it's sad to see. It's sad to see that people do this kind of stuff to make up horrible stuff, make up horrible lies, etc. People. But people would argue that's free speech and stuff. But there's a limit, of course, when you give your opinion, etc., different things. That's okay. But if you're going to personally, I wouldn't say slander, but personally insult somebody, like to a huge extent, it's not good. If that makes sense. It's not even just standing around for anybody. Like just take for example in a book too. Like just talking about violence on women, etc. In general, just for a second. Like the amount of times Sana Marin, as she said, she can't keep count, and the amount of times people online threaten to harm or sexually abuse her, etc. And it's a terrifying thing, like for somebody to, particularly a woman, for anybody, not even just for a man too, for anybody to say, I'm going to assault you or sexually assault you. It's a horrible thing for anybody to say to a person, because regardless of what you think of the person, or regardless of what your opinion is, if it's a politician, if it's a celebrity, if it's just the only person on the street, nobody deserves to be treated like that. Nobody deserves to be threatened, I suppose, like that. So I don't know if that make any sense. But sitting here for a second. I don't know if you can hear me now, as I'm on a busy road here. Yeah, people wouldn't say it in person, but I don't mind. This is the thing. I don't mind, people having opinions online, etc. I have opinions online, but I never really say, like, I'm going to threaten somebody, or I'm going to do harm to somebody, or say something terrible, like something that's on another level, if that makes any sense. Like really just on another level. But that's just even going for anybody. Like not just even Santa Marin, it's everybody. Like I've said this before, and you probably have heard me say it time and time again. But life is difficult. Like life is tough. Like nothing is easy in life. Like going around everyday life, things are hard. People have work, jobs, commitments. It's not easy. Life is not easy. But having somebody trying to harm you or upset you, it's not great either. But so yeah. It's very busy road. This is going into the Helsinki city centre, Parliament House, and the Walk Church is down that way, etc. But yeah, the whole place is full of Finnish flags. Like if we went up there now, there's just Finnish flags everywhere. I was up there earlier on, and it's just literally insane about it. The Finnish flags are just everywhere. They must just have bought the whole country full of Finnish flags. But yeah, it's quite insane. But we sit down somewhere, we chat for a few minutes, and I think we leave it there. And I better go and see where my mother is. She's probably the whole shop, because I give her a good bit of money to go and buy a few clothes and to enjoy herself. Buy a bit of makeup, etc., or whatever she wants to buy. So I give her a good few bobs, so she went off. She's not too far away from here, but she pretty much knows she won't get lost. It's not that big of a shop, thankfully. It's one of the smallest, what do you call it? Shopping centres. That's the word. Unfortunately, I have a small cake, but it's not much. It's only something out of the supermarket. Because I was trying to find a cake maker here in Helsinki. I was before I came here, but it just didn't work out. There was one number I had, and I tried ringing it from Ireland, and I couldn't get through. I couldn't get okay. But I have a cake when I get home. There's a cake at home. Because I rang one of my relations, and they have a cake, but I only could get one in the shop. I thought she would buy one in the shop. It's not much, but it's a cake, but nonetheless. But you know yourself, it's just complicated. It just didn't work out. I don't know why. I couldn't get through to the number. Even though it is a business, like it's open, I went by it. What day was it? Friday I went by it. But I just didn't get through to it. They wouldn't put me through for some reason. Like, they just kept ringing and ringing. They just went out and shit. So I don't know. And even they did get through, they probably maybe couldn't speak great English and stuff. Like a lot of people, everybody can speak English and stuff. Which is a great thing. Because if they didn't, I would be lost. But yeah, the long of the story, I suppose, the whole live stream is. And I think this is something I'm going to try and live by too, in a lot of regards. Like, to not let fear get it. Like, the one thing Sandra Mallon said, she said in Dublin too, when she was in Dublin, is not let fear get a grip on you, regardless of what you do in life. And it's easy saying it, of course, don't get me wrong, I've said it 100 times to myself. But just don't let it get to you. Like, anything, whatever is the problem in life, don't let fear stop you from doing it. Take, for example, if it's a job, or if it's college or school or whatever it may be, don't let fear get you. Simple as that. Just keep going. That's the main lower of the story, if that makes any sense. But I know I've been ranting a good bit, I suppose, here, but there's a lot to be said, I suppose, a whole lot. I'm very humbled, I suppose, by yes, this event. To be told, like, I'm trying to keep it together, I suppose, but I'm very humbled. I'm very over the moon. I'm trying to calm myself down a bit, because I was going to go live yesterday too, very late, but I was too energetic. I was too joyful and too happy, which is a great thing, because you don't hear much of that in life nowadays. The people are too joyful and stuff to just go live or even just do a video and stuff. It's just far too. Even just in that video I made, I had to kind of tone it down a bit, but it's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. It's a very, very good thing to say, and I think everybody would agree with me. It's a good thing to say, because it's not a bad thing to say. Because in life too, there's so much talk about negativity and all that, and it's a thing. But what can you do? But in life, there's just so much negativity, and I don't blame people, because there's so much in life is not easy. So we were saying, It's just not easy at all. So, oh, that's not nice, Chris. Now, um, but what was it? But yeah, but there's a lot in life, and it's good to take good parts of life, like things that are good memories, because I think we all have far too many bad memories in life. It's just a lot of people do. Like, just take for example this year alone too. Just speaking again, just on negativity tone for a second. Like, take for example, my father took a bad turn, like in January and stuff like that. I was desperate too, because I didn't know was he going to live or die, and he was on the floor waiting for an ambulance for 4 hours and stuff like that. I don't know would ever be right. I don't know would ever get that out of my mind, but yeah, like, it's good to have a good memory to say. It's something good to talk about, because it was a very bad experience. It was a really, really bad experience that to witness that and to go through that, if that makes any sense. So it's always good to have something like, it was a good thing. Like, take for example, meeting Santa Mao. It's more than a good thing, it's an amazing thing. I could even go further than that, but it's good to have a good memory. It's good to have a good thing to say. I don't know if these get what I'm saying, I suppose. I might be saying a long, complicated way, but I do. I try to get, because it's a long, complicated, probably way of putting it. But let me see. I think we're nearly finished for the Finnish Canada. But yeah, we can chat for another minute or two. Because I kind of just want to. I go and find my mother shopping. But she's not far away, and so. But I go and find her. So hopefully she hasn't bought the whole place. But yeah. But any other things just before I go, because it might be a day or two before I'm live again. I probably will have a video. I have to get back to some Irish stuff, because there's a lot of stuff to cover. I'm behind 4 or 5 fold. Excuse me, sorry, I'm dying of the cold. Not the cold, but I'm dying of just not drinking, I suppose, a lot. I'm probably a bit dehydrated at the moment, because I basically didn't. I had tea and stuff this morning, but it's not the same as now, of course. But yeah, look at that. That's my new phone cover. So it's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool phone cover. I'm sure everybody will agree. But that's my new phone cover now. So, yeah, pretty chuffed about that one. So it's a good thing to have to say. And to gloat, I hate to just say it, but gloat. I don't gloat that often. Like, I don't kind of go to people like, oh, look at this and stuff. But I think I have bragging rights for a while. You told, yeah, we can chat about that when I get home. The best thing to do is Monday evening or so, if you have time. Tomorrow, sorry. At some point, send me email. Well, you have my email, but yeah, send me tomorrow evening, because it'll be a while before. I probably won't get around to it till Tuesday. Like talking to you and stuff. Yeah, the 14th. Yeah, hopefully tomorrow evening. Yeah, I may try and make time for that. It's just hopefully nothing happens. Like, because 50 feet of snow could just turn up tomorrow morning here. That's just the type of deal. But yeah, we try. I would like to send a birthday card, of course. He'll probably come in now and we'll spoil it. No, somebody will probably tell him. No, in my luck. No, I think this is a pretty cool for cover. I don't know if you can see that one, but I think that's a pretty cool cover. Like that is a really, really cool cover, in my opinion. I know, of course, in my opinion. Allegedly, of course, too. But yeah, we leave it there for the moment. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it as always. Of course, I'm over the moon. Delighted. There's not very much. I don't know more than delighted. I don't know what the word is, but yeah, it's amazing. So thank you, Sana. If she does ever see this, thank you, Sana, for taking the time. I appreciate it. I know more than appreciate it. I have a lot more. I have huge, like, whatever about anybody else on this planet. I have more respect for Sana Mount than literally anybody else on this planet. If you know what I'm saying. Because I think she's all like whatever. You know, it's a lot to say, but she's a great person, and you know, I wish people wouldn't look so negative on her in a lot of regards. We're not all perfect, of course. I'm not saying that Sana hasn't made mistakes. We all have made mistakes, of course. But I think Sana's become a better person by mistakes she has made and stuff. Because we all have. Nobody can say they're perfect. But yeah, but I think Sana's just an amazing person. Like, just talking to her yesterday, she's really an amazing person. And you know, it was a great honour. It really was. But yeah, take care, everyone. Appreciate it. See you later, and goodbye.